Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making homemade potato chips. If you've ever had these, you know they are a game changer. They are so far beyond what you can get out of a bag that it's like saying that a frozen pizza is as good as your favorite pizzeria. There's that much of a difference, and these are that good, and they're so easy to make. Now I am starting with these yellow potatoes. They're my favorite. Now, I have looked at some recipes, and most everybody says use a russet potato, but I just like the taste of these yellow potatoes. I started making these when we were at our cabin. We wanted some potato chips, and the nearest store was an hour's drive there and back. So needless to say, we didn't go get them. I made them myself, and I usually have these on hand at the cabin. I use these yellow potatoes for everything. I've washed these and I'm leaving the skin on, and I'm just gonna cut off any places that I see. There's a little bit more of a place. Now I've already sliced up one, and it's just my husband and I, so these potatoes, these tiny little things, will be more than enough. Now, the tool that you're going to need is a mandolin. It is an absolute must. There's no way to cut these thin enough with a knife, so a mandolin is the way to go. Although, with that being said, I don't have a mandolin at my cabin. I have one of those old-timey box cheese graters, and on one side it has a little slot, and I cut the potatoes on that, and it works perfect, and it gives me the same thickness that my mandolin does. So if you've got an old box grater, go check it and see if it's got one of those little things on it where you can slice these potatoes. Now, watch your fingers, super important, because this will take the tips of your fingers off if you're not careful. I'm just gonna gently go back and forth, and I've laid out a piece of wax paper, and I'm just letting them fall. All right, we are done. This is gonna make a lot of potato chips, but I'm telling you right now, we can eat every one of these. These are kind of like Lay's, you can't eat just one. Now, I have some cool water, and I've dissolved a tablespoon of salt into my water, and these potatoes are going right in. What we're gonna do is get rid of some of this starch, and the salt is going to help pull some of the liquid out of the potatoes, as well as infuse it with some flavor. Now, just want to stir these up. Just make sure that they're all immersed and they get covered with that water. Now, you can let these sit in the refrigerator for as little as an hour, or you can leave them overnight. I made them over the weekend at our cabin, and I sliced up way too many potatoes, so I just kept them in the water in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day I made some more, and they were perfect. So in these go. All right, our potatoes are ready. Now I've drained the potatoes in my strainer, and I'm getting as much of the liquid out as I can. And I like to take a paper towel and press the potatoes in my strainer, and that just helps take off any excess liquid. We don't have to dry them completely, but we don't want them sopping with water and putting that into hot oil. That's going to defeat the purpose of getting these nice and crispy. They're going to be so good. Now, when I'm at the cabin, this is good enough because I do not have a salad spinner at the cabin, but I've got a little bit more room in my house, and I do have one here. And so I'm going to take these and give them a quick spin. These are ready to go. Just want to give them one last little blot with my paper towel. Now you want to make sure before you start frying these that you've got everything in order. I have my pan here, and if you've watched me fry anything, you know I never like to put anything directly on a paper towel. So I have a paper towel in my pan and I put a rack over it. That way when I bring my chips out, they'll sit right on top of this rack. Now grab whatever seasoning you want. I am just going to use a little bit of salt. Seasoned salt works really well on these. A little garlic salt, maybe some fresh rosemary. Just the sky's the limit. Whatever you like, use. Now my oil is heating up to 375 degrees and I'm using my Dutch oven, and I've got about 2.5 inches of oil, peanut oil, heating. Now I am taking a complete handful and these are going right in. These are looking so good. Did you see how it just bubbled up? I added all of those potatoes. What happened was the moisture just came bubbling up until it evaporated. Now it's gone back down and I can see my chips and they're looking so good. These are just about ready to come out. Look at these. If you like them a little darker, then let them fry a little bit longer. These took about 5 minutes. Now, when I dropped that first one in there just to test my oil, it cooked up really fast. But when you're cooking a batch of them, like I am now, it's going to take a little bit more time. And believe me, they're worth it. Now you want to hit them with your seasoning while they're hot. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt right over the top. Normally I use kosher salt when I'm cooking, but for this I'm using just a fine table salt. Now the longer they sit, the crispier they're going to get. They just need a little bit of air and they're going to crisp right up. Now let's see how we did. Y'all, these are so good. You will not believe how good these are. And look at all the chips this made. I told you that just those tiny little potatoes makes a good bag of potato chips. Oh my goodness. You have got to try these. They are the bomb. You're a blessing to me. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for those sweet comments. Thanks for sharing my videos. Hey, go to my page, follow me, like it, and you'll get a notification once a week when I upload a video. Hopefully there'll be some left for my husband. Yeah, there will be. I'll see you next time. Bye.